Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Lena56 and welcome back to some more Stationeers on Vulcan. So before I begin, I need, well, actually, the waste tank is critical. Let's take care of our waste tank for a second here. But I know it's been a minute since, kind of in between streams, which I'm not very happy with. I've been really busy lately, so I'm trying to figure out a good way to kind of schedule my streams and stuff around my normal schedule. Because I did do a poll a while back, and a lot of you guys want me to start doing longer streams, which I really want to start doing that. I just need to try to find the time to actually start doing the longer streams. But we'll get there. So in the meantime, what we're going to do here is I want to get this room up and running. And what I mean by that is I want a CO2 collection and a pollutant collection system. Now, the pollutant I'm going to use is our coolant to cool the rest of our base, and the CO2 is obviously going to be for our plants and stuff. I want to expand upon this, but I'm going to have to move our hydroponics into a separate area because this is going to kind of continue our hallway that we have here. And I really like this as our manufacturing area. I'm just going to build upon it a little bit more, but I actually created a little list here of everything I want to try to do. So build a CO2 capture system, pollutant capture system, water I have all that kind of figured out on how I want to do that already. I want to build a dedicated hydroponics room, a main bus. I typically do that for our pipes in all of my playthroughs. I want to replace the landing pad again. I've moved this thing once already. I'm going to have to move the landing pad again because this is going to be a dedicated atmospherics room. Now, I'm going to continue the trend that I've been doing where I stick with the 3x5 rooms. I'm going to probably have to expand upon it a little bit, but I want to try to keep everything as condensed as I can. Let's see here. And then I'd like to have a dedicated power room for our batteries because realistically, I can probably get away with just one power cable. The power cables I think I want to do on the outside, but I'm not 100% sure. Like have our main power line on the outside and then, we'll have transformers on each room to kind of break up the circuits and stuff. But also, I think I'm going to replace these walls and stuff with actual frames to try to help with heat. It'll also help with pressure and stuff, but then I won't really have to worry about heat through windows and stuff either. So I have a couple of different ideas that I want to actually do. So I think what we're going to do first is I need more ACs, and I'm going to have to kind of cannibalize the systems that we have here. Worst case, I can always just recycle and use a centrifuge to kind of recycle everything, which I don't actually really mind doing because I have a centrifuge right here. So that actually might work out really well. Speaking of, look what I got. I have a bunch of stuff ready. So that'll actually work out quite nicely. So yeah, I can cannibalize upon some of these systems here. Now, if I remember correctly, yeah, this is all CO2, which this CO2 is going in here. All right, I need to double check and make sure our plants are doing okay. Now we're at 22 degrees here. This is cold, which means, yeah, so we should be good. So yeah, our plants should be fine for the time being. So yeah, what we're going to start doing is I think I'm going to start cannibalizing this section right here, and we're going to start working on this. Now, this is really hot in here, which is also another issue that I'm going to have to try to deal with. But for right now, we are actually going to make some atmospherics, which actually I had a couple being made right there. Wait, did I make some atmospherics already? I don't really remember. Let me see here. I don't really, I think I did. I see one. All right, you know what? We're just going to do this. All right, yeah, we got one there. It's 122 degrees in here. It's a little hot in here. So I need We'll grab 4 more really quick. Now, the nice thing is, once I get them up and running, I'll be able to cool down that room really, really fast. Thankfully, all of this is ready to smelt. So, let's see. We have 175. See, how much steel, or we have iron. Do I have any steel anywhere? Silicon. I don't have any steel. Oh, never mind. I have steel. We're good. So I might just, let's see. Yeah, we'll just do that for right now. So, okay. We're going to make 4 more of these for a minute, which all I can make is 4, so we'll be fine. Food. Oh, hydrate. Yes. You know, we weren't all the way down yet. We were still fine. Actually, how's our water looking? Oh, we have plenty of water. And we have water in here. Granted, I need to be careful when I do this. Alright, you're turned on, so I'm not going to actually do anything with you yet. So yeah, we'll eat some food, drink some water. Alright, we're just going to take our suit off here for a minute. Potato seeds. And we'll just do this. Didn't know how long you would wait to read the chat. I actually have the chat like right next to me. I just have a bad habit of like not turning my head, 1 degree to actually just look at it. You know what? We're gonna eat another potato here. I'm still salty that I lost my my wheat seeds. That's okay though. Yay! We're full. You know, I need to take a minute and just sit in here. Or I could build a shower. That'd be kind of fun.
Power low.
Alright. And we're going to do that. So food is good, water's good, health will go up, so we'll be fine there. I need to just keep a better eye on my my health since I'm technically using it as a resource. Sweet, there's our atmospherics. Now the crappy thing is you can't actually stack them, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. So, I have 4 of these, which means I need a bunch of pipe. I also need just a bunch of normal cable too, which I have a cable box right here. So that'll be perfect. Yeah, that works. Alright, let's go and grab some pipe, which I don't have, so I'm going to have to make some. So, let's see here. I'm going to make 10 just in case. I kind of wish when you had the tier 2 printers it made stuff a little bit faster. Or like you could upgrade the printers to get better like speeds and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, we got 10 and I have a bunch of cable on me, so I should be good to start working on this guy. Yeah, I already did that one. I was 100% sure. So these are just going to be AC. So I think what we're going to do is we'll do it like this. Now, I'm just going to do 8 right now. I'm going to look into phase changing a little bit more. It's a lot more complicated than... But this will be good. Now, the downside is I'm only going to really be able to do any sort of cooling at night. But that's okay. Alright, let's grab this. Grab you. Throw you for a minute. I don't need this open. Now, I'm gonna have to get a bunch of probably insulated pipe is what I'm gonna do. We'll just do that. That'll work. So yeah, I'm gonna need a bunch of insulated pipe so I can do this. And theoretically, I could get away with just these 4 right here for right now. But, yeah, I'm gonna probably redo this a little bit. All right, so let's grab you. I'm actually gonna turn these lights on so I can see a little bit more here. All right. So yeah, I have this all set. I don't have any event there. So all right, I think what I want to do, because I'm gonna have cable right here, I can't really do my traditional. So we'll go up like this. And then this will come up like that. Now I need a lot more pipe than what I currently have. So, okay, that's our next step, is to make a bunch of insulated pipe. I can also cannibalize the CO2 that we have right here as well. Yeah, and then I'm going to have to cannibalize this. So eventually this is just going to be all cleared out, and this will just be a normal hallway, which will be kind of nice. So, yeah, I think what we're going to do, I have a lot of freaking pressure in here, don't I? You know, I do need to... All right, what I might have to do is wait for the AC to turn on. And because it's going to pump out a bunch of... All right, we're going to do this for a minute. Is it nighttime outside? Let's see. Yes, it is. So let's turn this on for a moment. Beautiful. Oh, heck yeah. Nope, that's actually falling fairly fast. Because I need to cool this water down as well. And I'm not too worried about the water right now because we still have a bunch of water in here. But this is going to drop below 5% here very quickly, and that's cold enough, so we should be fine. There it goes, and we're back up above 10. And that's turned on, so what I'll probably do... Yeah, I'm going to have to try to automate this. Granted, this is eventually not going to be here, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Close to 3 stacks, also combining these straight sections into 3 to 5. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna I'm gonna do as well. That's actually cooling fairly fast. So okay, so yeah, what we're gonna do is get rid of all this. Now, there's a bunch of pressure in this pipe here, which is a little bit of an issue, but we'll be fine. All right, I'm just gonna make a mess. It's gonna be great. Now I need to be careful to not accidentally... Alright, we're going to do this for a sec. Actually, we're going to do this because I don't necessarily want to get rid of all the gas I have. So, yeah, that's a frame right there. So we're going to do this. There we go. Nope, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that is what I meant to do. Okay. Oh, my cat wants out. Hang on a sec. Go on. All right, sweet. So get rid of you. Get rid of you. There we go. All right, there's another 20. Oh, this is going to be perfect. It'll be all the pipe I need. All right. So I also need to make sure I don't overpressure this pipe here. We're at 35, so we should be fine. All right, there's another stack. It's beautiful. Sweet. Yeah, I had a whole plan for this, and then I just completely ditched it. It's kind of funny how that happens. All right. So we'll throw the pipes here. Oh, that was pathetic. There we go. That was a little bit better. Sweet. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to pull up the floor so I can kind of undo all this. Sweet. Oh, a wrench. And then I need a hand drill again. Perfect. Throw all of you right there. And then I can... oops. You know what? That's alright. Lost a little bit of gas. Could be worse, though, I suppose. There we are. Alright. So, I'm going to keep this floor pulled up so that I can get rid of all this cable. But let's continue working on this. And then I'm going to have to go out and grab the passive vent and active vent. It is nighttime, so actually this is the perfect time to go and do that. So let's go do that for a minute. There it is. So, grab you, grab you. And actually, there's no active vent out here, is there? No, it's just a passive vent. Which is fine. I can make another active vent, so that's no big deal. Yeah, so my whole goal is to get our base pressurized. Now, I've technically probably should have had it pressurized already, but it wasn't one of the main things I was really concerned about. So, I do need an active vent, which I will make that after. Yeah, we'll make the active vent after the fact. So, let's go in here. And let's grab you guys. Now this will cool it down quite a bit faster, but I do have kind of a little bit of a plan here as well. Grab you and you. Perfect. Grab you. Let's grab this. Grab the cable. Now the hardest part, well, it's not really the hardest part, is going to be able to get gas in all these pipes here. But realistically, that's not even going to be that hard either. Alright, so we're just going to do this for right now. So these ones, I'm going to build just how I typically would build these. And then I'll probably do like a valve or something because I want to get probably the same amount of moles in each of these pipes for CO2. Alright, so let's just keep doing this. You know what, we're just going to do this. Build them all at once because it'll make it a little bit easier, I feel. Speaking of, let's turn all these lights on. Now, once I get all of this up and running, I'm going to have to worry about power again, which I would like to still focus on the heavy solar panels. There we go. Now I'm going to have to grab another stack. And actually, close to 3 stacks is pretty spot on. Yep, man, we're down to our last stack. So I'm probably going to have to make some more pipe, but this actually supplied us pretty decently. Alright, and then this one is just going to go like this, and we'll have a passive vent down there. So that's how that'll work. And then I think what we're going to end up doing here, so we'll just do it like this. Because I have this space like this, I can actually get rid of most of this. I can actually make it like this, and that'll save me a couple pipe. There we go. Alright, so I probably am going to want like a volume pump or something along here, because my thought process is I can automate the CO2 collection, so it'll fill up this pipe here, and I can even use the utility thing to make a bigger area for our CO2. And then once this drops to 0 pressure, this pump will turn on, fill this up to a certain point, and then once it cools down to a certain point, this pump will turn on and push it into our system here. And then I need to figure out how to actually get it to the rest of our base. But realistically, I can just have a little... I could probably do the vent or something just to push the CO2 out. Because I could technically... I'm going to have to figure out how exactly I want to do that. So we'll just do this for right now, and I'll figure out how I want to do everything else after the fact. So I just need some more pipe. So
Hydration critical.
I need more pipe. I need an active vent, which I have. So I need a passive vent here. I need a passive vent here and an active vent. So I need one more passive vent and one more active vent. It's actually kind of funny because the temperature dropped a little bit in there too. Hey, good evening. Okay, so let's make another passive vent for a sec. And then we'll make another active vent. So this will be perfect. Alright, I think that's all I really need as of right now. I have 2 passive vents, 1 active vent. Yeah, that should be good. I'll probably have to make a console and stuff to... I do have a few different consoles, don't I? Yeah, we should... Oh, wait, I need to go outside, don't I? It is daytime, so we're going to hold off on going outside for the moment. So what else we're going to focus on doing here is let's focus on making some more pipe. So we'll head over here. Silicon. Actually, you know what? This is all degassed, so I can just throw it in here without risk of bringing that temperature down. Look at that. So 40, 40, and 40. Perfect. So insulated pipe, here we go. So this will give us 2 stacks of insulated pipe. Now, I would like to start working on... I would like to start programming this room over here as well. But realistically, it might be easier just to get a console for the time being. I don't think I have any other consoles anywhere, do I? Actually, I have one right here. You know what? I'm going to use you for something else. Oh, and it's a power control. That's even better. Alright, so that works. Yeah, so we're going to have more of a manual setup in here for right now. I do need... Do I have any volume pumps or anything? That's digital valve, utility. Ooh. Alright, we have 1 stack. I don't actually want to change the recipe right now. So, is it nighttime yet? It is getting close. It is still 700 degrees out there, so I do not want to go outside right now. That waste is filling up very quickly, isn't it? Why is my waste filling up so fast? It's a little concerning. Also, oh. Alright, we're going to close that, and we're going to turn you on. Oh, that's dropping really fast. Look at that. Oh, yeah. that'll actually work very well. So now that that's really cold, let's turn this back on, and that'll chill this right down. Oh, heck yeah. Look at that go. Yeah, it'll be nice to not really have to mess with this a whole lot. 7%. Alright, it's dropping a little slower now. That should be fine. Alright, it is nighttime, so let's head outside. So, okay. Oh, I had another active vent over there, didn't I? I didn't actually need to make one. You know what? That's fine.
Waste tank critical.
Put you there, and we'll put you right there. So, what I'm going to have to try to do here... Actually, let's do it like this. Because I have to hook all this up as well. Let's do that. That's all I really... Oh, before I do anything else, though, let's rename this for a sec here. So, this is also going to be a bit of an issue because I think I named this CO2, H2. Okay, so I'm going to have to rename this because I have everything on one network right now. So, let's do... We'll actually just spell it out like that. There we go. That way I can tell which one's which. And I have another active vent right there, so I just have to remember that's there. Alright, perfect. Alright, so my water's down. I just need to remember that. How's our power doing? Alright, power's a little low. I think we're okay. Not 100% sure. Gosh.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
Ooh. Hang on. Why is that filling up so fast? Oh, wait a minute. Pressure down. Let's see here. I don't know if that'll help or not, but maybe it will. I don't know.
Hunger caution.
Okay, so while I'm in here, let's just focus on this right now.
Health low.
I guess it doesn't really matter where I place it. We'll just place it right here for right now. I can always change it later if I have to. I guess it would have made more sense to put it there, but you know what? That's fine. Heat and trying to cool your suit with cooler O2. Oh. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. So our power's coming through right here. We'll just do this for right now. Yeah, once I get the heat thing figured out, we'll be fine. Beautiful. So, well, I guess what I can do is just hook all of this up for a minute. Since I'm here. And we're just going to do this because I find it's easier than having to switch around all the time. Do I have more cable somewhere? I can't remember. Oh, I hope I have more cable. Alright, let's go grab some pipe. Let's see if I have more cable anywhere. There we go. Alright. Food is down. Health is getting a little bit lower. Alright, we'll do that. Let's see. Do I have... I don't think I have any more cable anywhere. So I'm going to have to make some more cable. Now, iron and gold. I do have copper. Alright, so let's throw you in there. Let's get rid of this. I'm probably going to have to go out on a mining run here pretty quick. Alright, I'm just going to throw all the gold and copper I have in here, and we're just going to make a bunch of heavy cable. So let's do that. And in the meantime, I don't have everything hooked up, so... Alright, let's just do this. Let's hook up the rest of our pipes. The pressure regulators might work, actually. Alright. So, I think we're just gonna... Gosh dang it. We'll just do this. And then I can always expand upon this network too if I have to. So, I guess what I could do is I could just hook all of these up for right now. Or I could just put a bunch of valves on here. Doesn't really matter how I do it, I don't think. So in the meantime, what I'll probably do is we'll do a pump right here, and then I can always expand upon these if I have to. I do need a CO2 filter right here. And I just need a little bit more cable to hook this up, and this is ready to go. I need to make sure I have enough power coming in here too, though. Let's see, what did I say? Oh yeah, you're fine. Alright, perfect. Grab you, and then I do need some volume pump. Now, I could use turbo pumps. Turbo pumps might not be bad. How much are just normal volume pumps? Iron, gold, and copper. Gold, copper, steel, electrum. I mean, technically I have everything. Now, turbo pumps would probably be smarter just because I can control the flow a little bit easier, I think. Gold, copper, steel, electrum, yeah. Alright, let's do this. So... Alright, I'm gonna have to worry about food here pretty soon. Or not food, but our health. So yeah, let's do this. I technically have another turbo pump in there, so I realistically only need the one. Alright, so let's do that. So let's head back over here. Alright, and I'm gotta keep an eye on our health here too. So, okay, yeah, I can actually use this turbo pump right here. So... we can do this. That'll work. Actually, you know what? I do have pipe right here, don't I? Hang on a sec. All right, cat number 2 wanted out. Sweet. So let's do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Sweet. Okay. So I guess what I can do now. I'm going to have to figure out exactly how I want to do this. Grab this passive vent. Let's throw that over there for right now. And all right, let's go eat and drink. I just don't want to end up passing out again. Let me see something here. All right, we're still fine. Still good. And cold. Perfect. Turn you on. Raise target temp up suit. Yeah, I probably need to do that as well.
Health critical.
Yep, okay.
Hunger caution.
Yummy. Alright, and driving towards seating.
Health low.
Oh, health is fine. Perfect. Alright, food is good, water's good. Yeah, that's one way of dealing with the waste tank filling up fast. Just increase the suit temp. Yeah.
Power low.
Wait, did I? No, I didn't actually turn it off. So, let's turn it up to 30 degrees. Yeah, we'll just do that. Turn it up a little more. I don't want to turn it up too high because I don't want our lungs to get damaged. All right, let's see where we're at. We're at 32 degrees and yeah, I gotta get this cold again. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna do a pollutant and a CO2 section in here. So, all right, let's do this. Probably want to just do a bunch of valves. I don't really need a bunch of these, so we're gonna do this instead. Downside is water consumption will go up. Yeah, there's not really a good way to do this. What was I doing? Oh, I just need a bunch of iron. I have iron right here. Let's see. I have one on me. I need well, what, 7? So 2 more. And 1 more.
Air tank low.
And done. Alright, and I need to fill up on our air tank here too. God, I love that. That's so nice and convenient. Wait, why did I turn you on? There's nothing in here. Alright, so we are going to do this. So we'll do a one-way valve. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Let's grab our wire cutter so I can finish hooking this up. Alright, so that's all hooked up. Now the downside is this could potentially use up a bunch of power. So power is going to be another problem. But I can also make some wind turbines as well, so we might actually be okay with power. Oh, I need a CO2 filter. I have a heavy filter on me. Alright, we're good. Alright, let's grab... Well, I can probably make another heavy CO2 filter. What do I need for it? Let's see. Invar and stellite. Well, I have stellite here, and I have Invar there. And that's going to take a minute, but that's okay. Yeah, so we're actually doing pretty decently. It's taking a little bit longer than I was expecting, but that's okay. I'll have a pretty good plan on what we're doing. Because, yeah, once I get that done, I can kind of redo everything a little bit. I want to make a dedicated power room. I want to have a dedicated hydroponics room. And then I'm going to have kind of our main bus system for pipes and stuff. But I'm going to do it a little bit differently than how I normally do it. I have a pretty good idea on how I want to do it. So I'm excited. Oh, those are just normal filters in there. I was wondering. Alright, so filter there. Let's grab our screwdriver. We'll program this really quick. I just need, you know what, let's just do this. Perfect. I do need to hook those up, don't I? So let's do this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Nope, 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 nope. Gosh dang it. Okay, I have a problem here. Because I have the define function. So, how do I want to do this? I guess I could put a transformer here and break the connection. That would also work. That might be the best solution I could probably do as of right now until... Yeah, because that goes up and around, but that also hooks right there, which is completely pointless. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a transformer really quick and place it right there to break that connection. Because if I mess with the logic, it's gonna mess with our hydroponics over there, which is gonna be a little bit of an issue. Alright, that's actually fairly charged, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get some better power generation going. Alright, so let's do... Oh, oops. Transformer. Now, I'm probably just going to do a medium transpo. I need iron, gold, and copper, which all is in right here. So I need 3 transformers. Which means I need another thing of iron. Perfect. Oh, look at that. And done. All right, there we go. All right, let's head back in. It is nighttime, so this is the perfect time to test this out too. So, all right, we are going to, well, it's not coming through right there. It's coming through right here. So, all right, we're going to do this. Yeah, we'll just do that. All right, we're going to do that for a minute. We're going to break this connection. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm an idiot. All right, so how do I... Oh, hang on a minute. I know how I can do this. I don't actually need anything right here, now that I think about it. Bam, 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 and bam. We'll do that. So now I can place this... Yeah, we'll just do this for right now. And off and off. That was ridiculous. That's okay, though. I can kind of redo this. Beautiful. Alright, so now that that's broken, I can focus on actually doing what I need to do here. So I can keep this on indefinitely. Ooh, wait a minute. Let me see what this does here. Yeah, that's going to break because of the liquid pollutant. Alright, so I'm going to do something for a sec. I need to fix that because otherwise that's going to break. 3 smalls on the wall. I guess I could have done it on the wall. I'm going to redo this eventually once I figure out how to best do our power. Because I'm going to have our main power cable, I think, run on the outside of our base. Similar to how I do my other bases. This one's going to be a little bit... Yeah, this base I'm kind of just doing differently altogether. What was I doing? I forgot. Oh, I remember what I was doing. All right, I have pipe. Iron and copper. I really just need one liquid drain, I think, is all I'm going to need for that. All right, let's head outside for a sec. Turn our light on, and since it's over here... Because I want to place frames along the outside, I think that's just going to look a little bit better. Plus, it'll help. I'm hoping with insulation, we're going to do this. So we'll do that, and then we're going to place this right like that. Hopefully that'll help with our liquid pollutant problem. I guess we'll find out. Alright, and open you. Let's book it over here. We still have plenty of power. You keep forgetting that that's a large battery, so... Alright, let's try this. Liquid drained insulated portable tank for liquid or gas to...
Power critical.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Alright, so far... Alright, well, there is some liquid. Stresses keep staying at bay, so we are actually... Alright, sweet. So I'm actually going to turn these down a little bit. So... Let's see, I guess I could do like 25 moles in each of these. I guess that would technically work. Guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just bump you all the way up. Let's just do that. Alright, so we have 148. Or just an even 60. 35. Alright, so I'm going to try to get 60 in each of those then. Which means we are going to bump this down to 10. Actually, that's actually working pretty good. Everything's got 43, 44. And this has, yeah, we'll just wait until each of these has 60. Not that it really matters. I'm just kind of anal, so that's what we're gonna do. 4, 55, 56, 7, 8, 9, and turn you off. Turn you on just a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, let's turn all these off. Turn you off, and actually... we'll do that. Sweet. Okay, so... now what we can do... yeah, we'll just keep you doing like that. So, now I can turn all of this... so, yeah, we're going to bump this down to 0 degrees. Now, my other concern is that this is going to eat through our power. Which is quite possible, actually. I do have some radiators, so I can actually cool it down pretty well in here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, the only reason this isn't cooling down faster is because I have this on. So what we're going to do is... we're just going to do this for a sec here. Actually, I have a better idea. Yeah, that one can go over there. After this is all turned on and running, use the network module to see how much power is being pulled. Yeah, I keep forgetting the network module is a thing. Alright, now the good thing is it is starting to cool down in here. The bad thing, it's not cooling down very quickly. But I guess that is okay because once I get all the cold CO2 in here, I could just dump it into this room and then I can open the door. Because once it gets cold enough, I can keep our hydroponics door open as well, which will slowly start to bring air or oxygen into this room here. That actually might work pretty well. Let's see. Alright, so yeah, let's do that. So we're going to unhook these for a sec. I just want to see. So my thought process here is I can automate this. Once this gets, we'll say, 0 or below 1 degree Celsius, this one will turn on. Once this shows 0 pressure, this will turn off. This one will turn on. And then I'm thinking it'll turn on until it gets to 10 MPa. And then once at 10 MPa, this one will turn off. This will go down to 0 degrees. This will turn on. And then, yeah, it'll just keep doing that, which will just keep flooding this pipe here with cold CO2 that I can then pump into our base. And then I'm going to have a dedicated hydroponics room because then the CO2 will slowly turn into oxygen, which then I'll be able to breathe without having to have my suit on. IRC negative 35 degrees Celsius at about 200 kPa. What's the phase change point of CO2 under pressure? You sure it won't liquefy? No, it should be fine, I hope. Because the last time I did this, I looked and yeah, the reason I chose 0 degrees is I guess I could make it like negative. I guess I could technically get it down to -6, but I chose 0 because then I can have as much pressure as I want and it won't liquefy. Because that was my other concern. Alright, let's see here. Alright, that's still dropping, which is good. Now, one thing I'm kind of worried about is if this gets too hot, it's going to be a pain to come back down, which means I can always place some radiators on the outside. I might only need a couple of radiators like here and here. I'm going to have to mess around with it, but that is still dropping, so that's fantastic. Okay, so let's grab another turbo pump. And then I think once nighttime comes again, I'm going to go out and grab some more steel. Because I want to get some more steel frames for our base here. Because as much as I want windows, I'm kind of worried about keeping our base cold. I'm going to have to mess around with it. Let's see. This is at 40, so I can actually do that, and that'll merge those together. What was I doing? I forgot what I was doing. Gosh damn. Oh, turbo pump. Gold, steel, and electrum. Well, there's our steel. There's our gold. Electrum is over here. Right, like that. Let's just make one more of you. Grab the network module. Ooh. Well, everything's chart. Wait, where is my network module? I guess I have a network analyzer. That'll work too. Yeah, I need to see how much power this room is using. Before I do that, let's grab the turbo pump that is over here. There we go. I need to program these rooms so once I leave, like, all these machines will turn off too, because there's not really a point to have them on if I'm not in the room, realistically. Oh, ho ho. I think we're fine. I think we're okay. That is still dropping. That's actually quite impressive. Okay. Let's see. I'm glad I came back in here. That would have been awful. Yeah, let's just do it right here. And then I need a passive vent. We can do that. Yep, that's it. Liquid damage. No, there's no liquid damage. There's just way too much pressure. No, it's just overpressured. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna do this for a minute. Well, that might have been overkill. Gosh dang it. Okay, we're good. Oops. Let's see. So, 20 devices, 3.15 kilowatts. That's not terrible, and all of these are turned on right now. Granted, this is just one section. Once I have this section turned on, because this is just my CO2 collection area, I'm going to have a pollutant over here for our coolant, which is going to cool our base, and I'll probably just use wall coolers or something. I'm not 100% sure, but so technically, this will use about 7 kilowatts, which isn't terrible. So I think that'll actually be pretty good. Okay. Winters are the worst for heat on Vulcan. Yeah, winter's not particularly good right now, but you know, it is what it is. It's only 1,000 degrees outside. Granted, this is still cooling down quite well. Granted, my only worry, yeah, this is
Hunger caution.
is that this is gonna kind of be a pain to fully cool. So yeah, I think what I might have to do is place radiators on the outside here, because during night this will cool rapidly. The only downside is during the day it's not going to cool at all. So I'm kind of conflicted now. Inline tank held, but you got to watch the overall pressure. Yeah, I know. Let's see. All right, so that's empty, which is good. So let me put a little bit into here, because that'll make this cool a little bit faster. That'll work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something on the outside. So let me try to place like a radiator. I could do one. I could do on these three. Let me see if that'll actually do anything here. So we're gonna go outside. Yeah, probably now. I didn't intend to spend the entire episode on CO2 collection, but you know what? Granted, it's not really the entire episode yet. Whee! Oh, that's what I was doing. My freaking ADHD is just ridiculous. So we'll do one. Because if I can get these ones...
Oxygen low.
Oh, crap.
Oxygen low.
Ah!
Oxygen
No,
critical.
no, 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 no. We're fine. One, two, three. Let's try that. Because that'll rapidly cool these, which I'm hoping will help these guys. So I guess we'll find out. Alright, let's head over here. Turn you back on. I do need to grab some more steel as well. So I need to remember to do that. Alright, let's go take a look at this. So... these ones are dropping fairly fast. Which means that these ones are dropping as well, not as fast.
Waste tank caution.
But it actually is working quite well, isn't it? Alright. 138, 137. Yeah, realistically, placing radiators on these ones probably wouldn't be a bad idea either. So I think what we're going to do for right now is I need more steel either way, so I'm going to have to go outside and do a little mining run. Now, I have... what do I have here? How much steel do I got? Well, I do have quite a bit of steel. Well, here, let's do this. Let's make some more radiators. So I have 3. I really only need 4 more. So yeah, we're going to make some radiators. Obviously. 3, 4, and then we're going to go outside and mine. I have iron. I'm going to go out and grab some more iron. Do I have more iron on me? Oh, I already have... oh, I have everything I need to make steel. Well, we'll grab some more iron. How much would 2 evaporators and 2 condensers run for power? It's going to be a lot cheaper than the ACs. I do know that. This is just more of like a dirty setup until I figure out the phase change stuff, which I've been slowly working on. Yeah, because once I get the phase change stuff figured out, I'm going to flip all this into phase change. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll basically instantly turn that cold. Alright, so since I'm out here, let's go mine. Oh, perfect. Now, I don't really need any silver.
Critical.
Gosh dang it. I just wanted to go mining. I basically got all the iron I need anyway, so... you know what? I already have coal on me, so... mining mission successful. Alright. And close you. Turn the suit off. There we go.
Waste tank caution.
Waste tank I'm not too concerned about because I can just do this. Heck yeah. Okay, actually, let's see here.
Health low.
Yeah, that is dropping quite rapidly, isn't it? I need to start worrying about water again here, too. Yeah, that actually cools down super freaking fast, which is phenomenal. All right, I'm not too worried about this if I'm being completely honest. So I think what we're gonna end up doing here is I need to start cooling this water down. All right, so let's open you up. And yeah, we're just gonna let you do your thing. Come on, let's go in here, open you. You should be 0. Perfect. Let's turn you on, get you out of there. Oh yeah, this is all really low temperature. That's beautiful. It's not instantaneous, but that's okay. It's because I have 11 MPa of pressure in there. So yeah, let's continue working on this while we're in here. Alright, so we'll do that. Able to make the large heat exchanger. Now you've made more room. Yeah, so what I'm going to end up doing is because I'm going to have our pollutant on this side for our actual cooling system. And then I think I'm going to have our water production right here. So I will actually be able to place a fairly large heat exchanger in here. Or a couple. Because I'm going to use our pollutant coolant to cool down the water. So that'll actually work quite nicely. Sweet. All right, let's check this out. Oh, heck yeah. Look at that. So then what we can do... Oh, you're almost completely empty. Turn you on. That's fine. And... Well, we bumped it down from 120 degrees Celsius down to 76. So that's not bad. All right, so yeah, so this is I think what my temporary system. Well, this part right here is going to be temporary. This part I'm going to keep at least for a while. So yeah, what I'm going to do is once this gets cooled down enough, I'm going to open up these doors here and flood the rest of our base with CO2. Once the pressure gets high enough, we're going to open our hydroponics door and we'll just let CO2 and oxygen kind of mix because those plants will eventually produce enough oxygen that we'll just be able to walk around in here without having to worry, which is going to be fantastic. Real cost is the intake for exchanging the first phase. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess around with the phase change because I've been trying to mess around with it, but it's a little bit it's complicated, but it's just more sciencey than anything is what it feels like. Come on. All right, and that's good. Yeah, once I get this automated, this will be freaking phenomenal. And it's still cold. This actually cools down the CO2 fairly quick. So that's actually amazing. So I guess what I can do is I can start focusing on programming that to automate that so then I don't have to sit here and just babysit it. So I need... Oh. Well, we're about to run out of... Yep, there it goes. Well, okay. Well, the next thing I need to focus on is power. So I have enough solar panels, so solar panels aren't the issue. Probably wind power is what I'm going to have to start focusing on, which I kind of have an idea on how I can do this. It's something similar I did on one of my, I think it was my first Europa base I did. It was a bunch of wind turbine, like small wind turbines, and then if I can do solar panels up on top, I'm gonna have to mess around with it. Well, I have to wait till black hole rises before I do anything else because I don't have any power. It is daytime, so we should see the black hole rise here pretty soon. Otherwise, we're just here. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go in here for a little bit. We're gonna go in here until the light turns on, because then I can get our hygiene levels back down. So we're just gonna hang out for a minute. Because my hygiene levels are down, which causes my mood to drop, which makes my water and food intake increase because I'm stressed. So if I can de-stress myself, it'll fix all these other little issues I'm having. It is heating up outside. You can see it kind of getting lighter. The first part will be an IC-10 setup to automate nighttime representation of Vulcan main atmosphere main tank. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, speaking of temperature, I need to grab a sensor so I can place it out there because I'm going to have to program the AC or the filtration to only turn on once it gets below a certain temperature. You know, we're still low on hygiene. I kind of wish it would give like a range or like a number or something. Hey, we've got power. Yay! Well, I kind of want to wait, but I also don't because I want to continue doing stuff. So, alright, we'll just do this. You know, I don't need this open right now. And turn off. Okay. What are you at? Alright, you're slowly dropping. You know, we'll just let you do your thing. So, alright, that'll slowly charge. Let's grab you. Now, I would like to go outside right now. I feel like I probably shouldn't go outside right now. But I might have to. Copper, steel, and solder. Wait, am I out of... I think I'm out of copper. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go out on a little mining run, I think. So let's do that before it gets too hot outside. Watch it be 1,000 degrees out here already. Oh God, I called it. Okay, well, oh, this is a bad idea. Oh, that's also a bad idea. Turn that off. Oh, let's do... All right, we're gonna do this. Grab you, grab you. We're gonna do that. Let's label you. Uh, we'll just do that. That'll work. Perfect. I just need copper. I just need a little bit of copper. There's copper over here. Copper over there too, but this copper's closer. I just need a little bit. Probably turn my light on so I can know how to see. Okay, there it is. I am out of battery. Exterior gas sensor. Yep, I play. Yeah, I guess I could have named it that. But if I have exterior gas sensors in other areas too, I guess it doesn't really matter if I have everything broken up with transformers. I guess it doesn't really matter. You know, for mining for 2.5 seconds, I actually got quite a bit of copper out of that. All right, speaking of, you know what? We're going to place you there because every time I go over here, I end up, like, killing myself. Sweet. Place you there. Steel and solder. Steel, solder. All right, and golden electrum. Sweet. So that's slowly being made. All right, so we have power being generated. I need summertime to come. All right, we only want to make one of those. So yeah, I need to focus on other ways to generate power, which is going to be my next task. And I think the best way to do that is probably wind power. So I do have a couple of ideas on how I could potentially do that as well. And beautiful. Sweet. We'll grab you, throw you in our backpack, and let's come in here. Okay, so I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to place this. Because eventually I'm going to have everything kind of set up the same right here, so we'll do something like this. There we go. We'll do something like that. So let's see. You're at 9 degrees. You know, I did turn you... yeah, you're pretty hot, aren't you? That's okay. You guys are all hot as well. It is... The temperature outside's dropping. So, okay, let's start programming this now that I'm thinking about it. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is for our solar panel. So we are going to clear this out. So, all right, let's do... I guess I could do... Let's do define. So this will be If I have a gas sensor on the inside, though, that's going to be the other issue. Well, I'm not going to work. Oh, no. Because I'll have to have a gas sensor on the inside. So we'll do this.
Hydration critical.
So this will be... Yeah, we'll do that. And then this will be D0. So let's see here. We're going to have multiple active vents. So yeah, I'm going to have to do it this way. Vent CO2. Let's do that. Use hash ID or DO. So, like, there's a bug with defining hash IDs right now. We'll do that. So, exterior sensor event CO2. And then what I need to do, it should, yeah, that should be fine. So let's just do this for a minute. Temperature R1, or let's do R0 here. Yeah. Okay. So CO2, I'll have to do it this way, don't I? Yep, no, there's a bug with those because I spent a little bit of time before I streamed messing around with that, and there's a known issue with define and the hash ID. It's kind of frustrating actually because that would be perfect, and I wouldn't have to use the DO D1 pins. Let's do, yeah, we'll just do CO2 start. That'll work. All right, so let's see, load, temperature, gas sensor, temperature. So if the temperature, which I'm just going to copy and paste because it's a little bit easier than typing it out, is below, let's do, what's 130 degrees Celsius? Let's do this. So 403.15 Kelvin. So if it's below that, then CO2 then on. And if it's greater than that, CO2 then off. Jump to CO2 start. All right, and then two. Oh, oops. Then CO2 on. All right, let's see if that works. Well, it will once I get everything else set up. I'll have to check my script I use. I'm not having any issues with my bulkhead airlock. I'm not sure exactly when the bug occurred, and yeah, I was having issues with it earlier, so I know that they're pretty good about fixing stuff, so let's see. gas sensor, and then this is going to be active vent. Sweet, okay. Now, once it gets... Oh, it did turn on. Ooh, I could have an issue here. Well, on the plus side, this is going to drop in temperature. On the downside, this is going to take forever to cool down. But it's actually dropping fairly fast, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, so this part's automated. Now I can automate this part right here. So I'm going to have to rename these. So let's do this as CO2 in. Oops. CO2 out. Air conditioner main is what we'll do. So I'm probably going to have a couple of these logic circuits, which is fine. Okay, so... Okay, so let's do this. And then we're going to have another one of... Actually, I can use the temperature one on one of those. So, all right, this is going to be CO2 pump in, D2, CO2 pump out, D3, filtration. Actually, let's do CO2. D4. And then this is going to be pressure R1. All right, so I'm going to rename this to CO2 is what we're going to do. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's do... We'll call it, yeah, filtration CO2 start. So we will... Uh-oh, I'm hearing stuff. Well, I'm probably lucky that happened.
Health low.
You know, I probably need a pressure release valve now that I think about it. Because once this actually gets to the point where it's running efficiently, because the only reason this isn't all the way down yet is because of how much pressure was in there. Having a pressure release valve might not be the worst thing ever. I do know I have... Well, first off, I'm stuck. Gosh dang it. That's fine. I'll just continue working on this. Okay, so... Load. Let's see. Pressure. And this is going to be filtration CO2. Filtration. Let's see here. So I believe it is pressure. Yeah, pressure output. Pressure output. So it's reading the pressure output. Now that we're going to do one of these again. So when the pressure is less than, let's see, if the pressure, yeah, I can try 0. If it's less than 0, then CO2 pump in on. If it's greater than, ooh,
Hunger caution.
we'll do 10,000. Then CO2 pump in off. Yes, I believe I can. I know that there's a way to do it without the logic memory. I'll have to go back and remember how to do that. CO2 pump in on, CO2 pump in off, and then this will jump to CO2 start. There we go. So bam, 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 and bam. All right. So CO2 pump in on 1, CO2 start, CO2 pump on, oh, wait a minute. Oh, in. Gosh dang it. I keep putting O instead of 0. Okay. So we still have no power. That's fine. I can just do this. So let's see here. So D2 is CO2 pump in, D3 is out, and D force filtration. So CO2 pump in, out, perfect. All right, once I get power, we'll see if this actually works. On the plus side, it's not going to bring in any more CO2. On the downside, those solar panels aren't turned at all. Oh, those ones are, though. Configuration. Archer's looking for reference ID. Yeah, so like I said, the reference ID is bugged as far as I know right now. There's a known issue where define the reference ID is not working properly. All right, that solar panel is the solar panels are looking at the sun. Why do we have no power right now? This could be a problem. All right, I'm going to have to manually do this, aren't I? We're fine. Wait, why? Oh, this is not good. I'm not producing enough power to actually turn anything right now. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna probably have to turn off my ACs for a little bit. Burn cable just passed it. Wait, there was a burn. Oh, there is a burn cable. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Hmm. So that means I'm gonna have to get the super heavy cable then.
Health critical.
Gosh dang it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get super heavy cable then. Before I do anything, we are gonna go inside
Waste tank caution.
and eat and drink because I have about 10 minutes of the stream left. So yeah, our priority for the next episode is 100% going to be power because we are not in a very good spot right now.
Temperature high.
Of course the temperature's high. Why wouldn't it be? Ah, whoops. No, I don't think there's any basic cable. I think, I'm kind of wondering if there wasn't like a solar storm or something that caused it. Which I guess could be the
Waste
factor.
tank caution.
Alright.
Health low.
There we go. Alright, and we're good. So that's still fairly warm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Alright, we're gonna let you just cool down for a minute here. So let's head back in here for a sec. Our power's gonna have issues. Oh. Huh. That's not good. Alright, that's better. Okay, sweet. So this is working. So basically, once this has zero pressure in here, this will turn on and keep filling it up until this shows 10 MPa. Once it's 10 MPa, this will turn off. And then once this cools down to 0 degrees Celsius, or below 1 degree Celsius, this one will turn on. So I just need to finish programming that little section and then we should be good. So CO2 pump out. So, okay, this will be filtration CO2 start. Hmm. I guess what I could technically do. Here, let's rename this one because this is CO2 pump in start is what we'll call it. And then I actually need to do this before I forget. 1, 2, 3. CO2
Air tank low.
pump out start. Vent name is the active vent or power vent. It's the active vent. Yeah, you're fine. All right, temperature's dropping fairly fast, which is good. My pressure in my air tank's getting low, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna just do this. Let's see, is it temperature output? Yeah, so temperature output. Temperature output. And basically, this is all going to be the exact same. Oops. So this is going to be temperature. So if the temperature is, it has to be below 0 degrees Celsius, which is 273.15. So if it's lower than 1 degree Celsius, so 274.15, then CO2 pump out off. No. On. And if it's greater than 274.15, CO2 pump out off. Jump to CO2 start. Okay, I have got to. I'm kind of paranoid about my air tank here really quick. Alright, we're at 60 MPa. And there we go. Alright. Alright, so that's actually going to fall fairly fast. So we're just going to let that do its thing here. I was referring to my... Oh. Alright, so CO2 pump out on. So this will be CO2 pump out on 1, jump to CO2 start, CO2 pump out off, CO2 PM out on 0, jump to CO2 start. Okay, and then this is going to be 1, 2, 3. All right, so actually all that should be good to go. So export. So then, yeah, once this reaches 0 degrees, this should turn on. Once this reaches 0 pressure, this should turn off. Actually, this will turn on. Once this gets above 1 degree Celsius, this will turn off. I need air, but I want to make sure. All right, you know what? We're going to rush this really quick just to make sure this works properly. And if it does, then our CO2 collection is automated, which would be freaking phenomenal. There we go. All right. All right, we're at 20 degrees. I could push a little bit of air out of here, but we're actually pretty close. All right, we're actually fine. I just want to make sure that this actually works properly. No, you're all good. All right, pressure. Gosh dang it. Well, pressure was 0, which, okay, let me see this really quick. Oh, I guess pressure would technically have, if it's below, I guess it would technically have to be that. So let's see. These solar panels are facing the. Yeah, no, we ran out of power so freaking fast. That's not even cool. Oh yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to work on in the next episode. I just wanted to make sure that this was working. So we have quite a bit of really cold CO2 in this pipe right here, which is phenomenal. So yeah, my main thing that I want to start working on is obviously power. You know, realistically, at this point, it doesn't really matter. I have... Yeah, so let's head outside for a minute before I call the episode here. Alright, I was fully expecting there to be like a explosion or something, but it's not hot enough outside. Alright, let's make sure there's no shorts or... Yep, there's a short right there. So yeah, I have way too many solar panels on this thing. So with that being said, we're going to do this. Because I can get rid of this one. Realistically, I can get rid of you. And you know what? We'll get rid of these two. Oh, perfect. Yeah, we'll see what that does. So, yeah, that'll hopefully help out with... Yeah, I'm just producing too much power, which... If each of these produces... Well, these are gauged for, what, 100,000 kilowatts, which is 100 solar panels, technically. Yeah, I'm going to have to see how much power we're actually producing. Because apparently I'm overproducing power right now where these cables can't handle it. So yeah, I think what we're going to end up doing is I need more... I either need to split up our networks here. I guess I could put batteries on the outside. But I kind of want just one dedicated power room. I think that'd be kind of fun. I'm just gonna have to build super heavy cable. So Electrum and Constantine, which I can easily make that, so that's no big deal. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make the super heavy cable coil. Make sure the batteries aren't shorting it. Yeah, I'll have to double check the batteries, make sure the batteries aren't shorting anything, but I think these are just producing too much power. Or they're just pulling too much. No, I'm gonna have to mess around with it and take a look. But once I get the power figured out, we should be fine. But I do need, because realistically, those ACs aren't pulling a whole lot of power. But then again, they pull more power when they're cooling hotter gas too. So there's that. What we're gonna do is I'm going to adjust a good portion of these, so by the time the next episode hits, we'll have power. And then I need to try to figure out what's going on with the power in general, because right now we are having some issues. All right. Large transformer set up to. See, I have a transformer, so I don't think we're pulling too much power. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to take a look here. Now, worst case scenario, I can always just turn off this room over here until I try to get it figured out. But I might just have to get the super heavy cable, if I'm being honest. And I can't do anything until we have power, so I'm kind of stuck outside right now. The day is coming, so I just have to wait a little bit for the black hole to pop up, and then we'll be good. So I want to wait for the black. Up there it is. Once black hole light. I keep wanting to say sunlight. It's actually black hole light. It's the solar panels. We'll have power, and then I can actually go inside. And then I'm going to call the episode here. In the next episode, like I said, I want to figure out our power situation, because right now it is not good. I think I have more than enough solar panels. I think we're just shorting out our cable. And actually, I can take a look here for a minute. All right, let's turn you off. Let's do this. You really shouldn't need it early in the run. Oh god, I just launched myself. Gosh dang it. Required 23.4 megawatts. Okay. Alright, everything's turning.
Power low.
Yeah, so 1.2 kilowatts. And this cable... Wait a minute. These cables are only rated for 50 kilowatts. I can't remember for sure. Hang on a sec. No, 100 kilowatts. Up to 100. Okay, so that's not even close. So why are my cables burning out? Yeah, because realistically, 25 kilowatts, I can have 75 kilowatts more and be completely fine. So what is going on? All right, yeah, that's something I'm definitely going to have to look into, but that's going to have to be done in the next episode. So we're going to go inside, and like I said, in the next episode, what I would like to do is figure out our power situation. I want to keep working on this room in here. Uh-oh. Uh, Gosh dang it. Well, that effed up. Well, that's something I'm going to have to work on in the next episode, too. Apparently, I programmed this wrong. Seems like a basic cable or a loop likely cause. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering if I didn't short something out. I'm going to have to double check it in the next episode. And then I also need to fix this as well because this is all effed up. But you guys kind of get the idea. This will bring in stuff once it's cold enough outside. Once this drops to 0 degrees Celsius or below 0 or below 1 degree Celsius, this will turn on, suck everything out of here. And then once the pressure is 0, this will turn on. And then once the temperature, yeah, so basically once the temperature gets above 1 degree Celsius, this will turn off, this will fill up, and then just keep going through that loop. So that's the idea behind that. And then this will fill up with cold CO2 gas, which is not cold right now, but we're going to do this really quick because it's a lot colder than what it is otherwise. So we're going to do that. And then I'm probably just going to open these doors realistically. Because once this gets up to pressure, I'm going to open this door, and then this will have more CO2 than it actually needs for a while. In which case, our oxygen will slowly mix in, and eventually we'll have more oxygen than CO2, which means I'll be able to breathe in here without my suit on. So that is my ultimate goal as of right now. But that's going to be a little bit before I get to that section, or that area. But, yep, I'm going to call the episode here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching.